Hello and welcome to Dee Dee Blooms. So this 20-gallon fish tank is going to be repurposed for a terrarium. I'm sure you can see some small mounted orchids here. I am planning on housing these guys in the terrarium. I've got a brand new cover for the terrarium, and I've got some plans on how to create tiers. And in the terrarium are going to be, the majority of plants in there will be my jewels. I've got all these brand new baby jewel plants. So this is going to be my jewel terrarium, but I'm also going to have a few other types of plants. Fern that's not been doing too well. Actually, there might be two ferns that end up in here. We'll see how much space I have. But yeah. So one of the first things I have to do is get all this mineral deposit off the tank. So that's my first step. I'm going to get this off this shelf and get all this residue out of the tank, nice clean glass, and then I can start working on the inside portion. So stay tuned. Okay, I got the tank nice and cleaned up, and I'm using egg crate on the bottom as a riser and for excess water to dribble down through. And then for anyone who maybe watched my Anoectochilus project video, I have extra moss from that project. I'm going to try to sprinkle it around, possibly with sphagnum moss mixed in as well. It depends on how well it covers up the egg crate. And yeah, so I've got the tank starting to be ready to put together as far as the ground layer. And then over here, I have been prepping this resin formed fake stump with these multiple holes. I've put in sphagnum moss and some soil, and I will be potting up some of these jewel orchids into that stump. So that's part of it. And so yeah, I'm going to get this watered down through. I'm going to spread out this moss, see how it shapes up, and I'll be back in a little while. So the tank is coming together with that decorative moss. I bought some cholo wood to plant some of the orchids, sorry, mind blank, jewel orchids in each of these little stumps. So we're going to have 4 of them in little stumps. This has been watered through. I'm letting it settle. And the next thing I'm going to do is pot up some of the orchids into here, into the stumps, and then fit this into the terrarium. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. And see how much more moss I need to cover up the look of the egg crate. So stay tuned. Okay, this is probably about 2 weeks later, and I finally feel I have this terrarium put together. It is very crowded. That was not my intention, but I got carried away with the jewel orchids that I ordered, and all of them, I want them to be in this setup, so it's going to be crowded. And Sunday I'm going to have, I'm sure, plenty of cuttings or sections to give away to friends or folks interested. So I have this little contraption here. It's a humidifier with a little fan, and right now it's got it up to 96% humidity. The aquarium lid, I put in some holes here with a soldering iron, and then I strung some craft wire. There's a bronze craft wire all through the back for the little hanging orchids that I wanted in here as well. And that's one of my Ornithocephalus, one of my newer ones back here. And there's another Ornithocephalus that I featured in one of my videos, hanging in there, not doing the greatest. A hairy dendrobium that I can't think of the name of right now. I think it's senile or senile. And then I have a little teeny miniature Tolumnia right there next to a small miniature Cattleya type, along with an Orangus. And I'll look up the names and post up the names as I'm going through here. And then the cucumber orchid, which again, this I think is like cucumberianum or something like that. But I'll figure out the names. So I've got some other orchids in here, not just jewels, that'll enjoy the high humidity environment. And all of my jewels I have in various little pots. This is a new Malaxis calophylla that I bought. I just recently posted a video of my other Malaxis calophylla in bloom, and it's got the full coppery leaves. I decided to buy another one to see if the leaves have any variegation on it, because a lot of pictures I see of the Malaxis calophylla, it's a two-tone, so it's not just full copper. Mine is only growing full copper leaves, and that might be light exposure. I haven't figured that out yet. But I have a lot of Anoectochilus jewel orchids in here. My two Macodes are front and center. So I've got the Petola right here and a newly purchased Sanderiana from Brookside Orchids, and it's just gorgeous. I'm sorry for the reflection, but you can see the comparison with the Petola, which is gorgeous on its own, but it's just so much more neon. I also have some of the Dossinochiluses back in here. Some more Anoectochilus, various Ludisia. So there's Ludisia spiderweb. My most expensive one is in the same potting hole, if you will, in this little stump with various ones in it. It's a Goodyera, and this was $40. A Goodyera, oh, I'm not going to be able to read that tag. Then I have some Dossisia Dominyl. This is an unknown one. My formosanus is back in there, along with more Anoectochilus. Another Dossisia Dominyl Judy is right here. Some more Ludisia types right here and way in the back there. And this one also wilted on me. It was like flat. And thankfully it's bounced back. It's the Anoectochilus siamensis crossed with ROXBURGHII. Just adore it. So yeah, this is the setup I'm trying out. This doesn't run very long. It lasts maybe just a few hours, but it gets the humidity up and it circulates the air, I think, pretty well. I also have a fan installed right above here that's blowing air down into these holes. So I think that's also going to help with the airflow. And everybody seems happy so far. They've been in it for at least a week now. I've been little by little getting more of these stump pots. They look like little molded stumps. I thought they were adorable. And yeah, a lot more busy than I wanted to do, but I love it. And so crossing fingers, they will all do well. I will end this project with a close-up shot here of another Anoectochilus ROXBURGHII Gold. So beautiful. I just love it.